So I took my drone out for a afternoon of active track, aka follow me mode, just to kind of put my own little experience behind it. So as you see me pulling off, you'll notice immediately I will lose connection. Very interesting. The reason that happened is because my drone was actually in slow mode, and I didn't know there was a slow and fast version of active track. So this is me reconnecting the drone and trying again, this time changing the version to fast active track. Now, even with fast active track, you can tell I'm very, very cautious about making this trip with the drone following me in my car. I have my controller next to me in the seat, so I'm kind of watching it as I go, making sure it's still following me the entire time. Yeah, very interesting. So here, as I approach this empty developing area, my main concern are things like this house to the left, that I'm afraid that the drone might lose me, but it doesn't. It just keeps following me, so that was good. Then, of all times to try this, I come up to this diesel truck literally sitting in the middle of the street. Just sitting there. So now I'm gonna go around the truck and hope I don't lose the drone. Let's see what happens. Let's see, I'm making my way around. And so far so good. It seems to keep following me. So one thing I did notice about this is that the height of the drone raised itself as I started my active track. So this is not the height I put it at. It did raise itself, which I'm assuming is for protective reasons. So I'm glad it raised itself. I wouldn't want it to stay low. So anyway,
you can kind of see I took a stop there just to make sure it was still following me. Some of this video is edited, so I might even look out the car door because, it was high up, so I couldn't see it. But nonetheless, I stayed slow, steady. I think it's right here. Wait a minute. Do I open the door? Yeah, open that door. Yeah, that's right. Because I want to make sure that thing was still in the sky. I know the camera shows it's following me, so it's like, well, why do you even see it? Peace of mind. Peace of mind. Just needed to see that to make sure it was still following me. So now I'm getting ready to make a right at the stop sign. So far, so good. Seems to still be following me. I got a little nervous when I made this right because it looked like the drone wanted to veer toward that water. Not that it was a big deal. I fly my drone over water a lot, so it wasn't too much of a big deal, but still, you always get nervous anytime the drone goes over water because if you are a person that has the DJI Refresh Care program, then you know that you have to have your drone in possession, whether it's in one piece or 20 pieces, in order to get that replaced. So always got to make sure you have your drone. Flying over water is always a risk. So now you see his car was coming up behind me, and it probably is hard to tell from this video, but that person definitely was getting impatient. So I went ahead and pulled over. You see, they just kind of went through the stop sign. I think I went through it a little bit too. But anyway, yeah, no way I was going to speed up just to appease that person, knowing my drone was in the air following me at that time. She didn't know that, but I knew that. So nonetheless, one of my neighbors has a pretty nice pool. It's pretty cool. Just so you know, this was strictly follow me mode. This mode was not intended to look into anyone's personal yard or anything like that. Even though I can see beyond fences right now, that was again not the intention. So always want to remember that when you're flying, people don't like people that use their drone to look at their personal space. It's not something they like. So as I was rounding this block right here, very interesting. You can't see it, but there were two vultures to my left, and they were definitely making my blood rush a little bit, making me a little nervous, giving me some anxiety, because they were like, you know, they were pretty far away, but we have a lot of hawks and vultures and other birds in our area. Pigeons and any other type of bird I don't typically worry about, any bird pretty much, but the hawks and the vultures definitely are predator birds. Oh wait, okay, I gotta talk about this. So that white car I just passed, it actually the drone thought that white car was my car. So I ended up stopping the car, as you can see where I circled, because it thought it just switched. The drone switched targets, thinking that the white car was me. I thought that was very interesting how it did that. Our cars did look similar, so I can understand it a little bit, but just something to keep in mind. Follow me mode, or the follow me mode, is not flawless. They can make mistakes. I hope it's gotten better with maybe the DJI Mavic 3. I don't have that drone. It's a very expensive drone. I'm still rolling with the Mavic 2 Zoom. And I like my drone, so I don't have any complaints. But just so you know, the follow me mode or active track mode is not flawless. There can be mistakes. So now I'm getting ready to round the block here. And you probably see me slowing down. And the reason I slowed down is because those two poles you see in front of me are very tall wires. Now there's a couple of ways I could have went to where I was going, and I don't know why I chose this direction, to be honest with you. Those wires are pretty much going to be far to my left when I make a right, but with your drone being in follow mode, you're depending very heavily on the sensors to make sure your drone doesn't crash. Very heavily. So as you can see, my drone's having trouble following me around this corner, and there's another car behind me. I'm holding up traffic, so now you see me pull over again to let them pass, because I don't want to lose the drone. So now looks like I lost it anyway. As you can tell, I'm moving, it's not moving. So that's pretty much how you can tell if you lost your drone or not. If you're putting in movement and you don't see the drone doing much movement at all, that's a key factor that you probably lost the drone, or it lost you. Can no longer see you. So I had to reset it again. Around this area it got very sketchy with active track. It didn't follow me very well at all. It had a lot of trouble. I'm actually getting ready to round this corner right here. You can see it's trying to follow me. It sees me. It's flying over these houses. I don't know if the houses, because it was lower, was preventing it. But I got to the stop sign and I saw this truck. I wanted to make sure, again, I wasn't being rushed, but he made a right, I made a left. Perfect. And right around here, we lose the drone again. But that's okay, because I was almost at my destination. It wasn't a very far travel. Typically this drone in fast mode is designed to follow you quite a bit of distance, but as you can see, I didn't do a very far travel. That's just a little slow-mo there I did on the pigeons. Like I said, they like to fly by your drone a lot, but I don't worry too much about the pigeons. So then I lost it. I messed around. I ended up going ahead and just bringing it in myself personally, so that I could just have the drone just fly it in manually. And that was it. Hope you enjoyed.